ASMRs are supposed to be nice, titillating music that make you feel good in your ear holes, but sometimes they'll freak you out and make you feel gross in your soul. We're covering them all on today's top 10 list. Coming in at number 10, we have the geoduck. Now, what do you find scary? Some people think a ghost chasing you in a scary house is scary. Some people think the idea of moving out of your parents' basement and having to get a job is scary. Some people think that olives are scary. Have you guys seen that episode of Maury? But some things I'm going to bring to you on this point have to do with eating something that looks so gross it would give you nightmares. The first thing that we're going to look at that got munched down on is the geoduck. Now I'm sure that most of you know this thing by the way it looks, but not by its name. The geoduck looks like a clam that was on steroids and grew up to have a massive appendage coming out of it that seems to be extremely phallic. There have been countless videos of people munching down on these things. Why do people keep doing this? Well, probably to give me nightmares. But in case you wanted to know what it sounds like to have hot water poured on one of these things, I'm going to show you. It sounds like the wettest fart of all time, and that's something you can't unhear. But you know what? I'm at least happy that in this video they cooked them with something first. Because it would seem that most of the videos I've seen of people eating geoducks, they just chomp down on it and then the juice just squirts all over the place, and that's an image I can never get out of my brain and it makes me want to vomit. Coming in at number 9, we have Pennywise is Taking You. Okay, here's the thing. I thought ASMR videos were supposed to be about people hearing things that are supposed to help you relax. I thought the noises were supposed to be titillating and make you feel like you're being cuddled by the noise. But apparently some people like to listen to ASMR videos that will keep you up all night and you'll never want to hear another noise again. This video from ASMR Glow was a full-on Pennywise cosplay, and she's covering all the sounds that he would make if he kidnapped you. Yeah, those are the noises I wouldn't be dying to hear, but it turns out the internet loved it. And trust me, this is for sure creepy. She goes through a series of strange tools that Pennywise might use to entertain you while you were in his clutches. I mean, I think if he really took you to his lair, he would just eat you, but I don't think you can put someone munching down on humans in an ASMR video. Here's just a taste of some of the creepy things that were going on in this video. Do you want one? Yeah, no thanks. I would love it if Pennywise would keep all of his dollar store gifts to himself. Coming in at number 8, we have Frog Muncher. I'm not knocking people for what they choose to eat, but there are some things that spook me a little bit, like frogs. I don't see frogs and think, oh yeah, I just gotta eat that right away. I think, look at that little slimy creature, what a life he must live slopping around like that. But it turns out some people want to slurp them down.
Oh my god.
Oh.
No!
I wanna touch your froggy ass.
Now the weird thing about this clip is it's not so much that she's eating frogs, but it's that there are way too many frogs there. Like I feel like she has too much on her plate. No, you don't need that many frogs. Coming in at number 7, we have Creepy Doll. I don't know if you guys have the same fear of dolls that I do, but if I never saw a creepy doll again, I would be fine. I don't know why people buy these things. They just stare back at you with that blank look on their face, like they're ready to eat your soul. And this ASMR video didn't make me feel any better about my relationship with creepy dolls. Yeah, this girl really nailed the whole super creepy look. I wouldn't want to be hanging out with her when she was dressed up like that. Coming in number 6, we have the Snail fish. The YouTuber and ASMR legend So Young wanted to go through all the steps that it would take to prepare a snail fish. Now, I will start off by saying that when you get to the end of this video, it's not scary at all. The meal that she makes is actually amazing. She's got like a bunch of rice and some soups and some sauces going on with a massive fish steak. There's so much good food that just thinking about it is making me dream about what I'm going to have for dinner. But before that, you have something that looks like it would live in your nightmares. Now I just want to warn anyone who might be afraid of fish or any sort of creepy crawly things that live in the ocean. This thing is probably going to creep you out, but you have been warned, so here we go.
이걸로 돼 있거든요. 입이 너무 크죠. 이거 봐. 소리 났어. 엄마 어떡하지? 나 무서워 죽겠어.
Yeah, that thing looks like some sort of sea monster. Did you hear that strange gurgle that came out of the fish? Now that was probably just air moving through the fish from it coming in and out of the water. It's not like the thing was still alive and barking at the camera. But still, that fish is horrible to look at. We spend so much of our time on land, so sometimes we can forget how ugly fish really are. Coming in at number 5, we have the Mayo Man. No, I'm not about to highlight the worst superhero ever made. Could you imagine something like that? A dude who has the power to summon Mayo out of his wrists like he's the worst version of Spider-Man ever? He would be pretty useless except for when he's making sandwiches for the kids' lunches. But when I say Mayo Man, I'm talking about Everyday Robbie. He is a YouTuber who made the viral video ASMR Cringe Top 13 Most Annoying Sounds Ever. And he goes through a lot of different things. He starts with eating a banana with the peel on. He has the squishing sounds of him squeezing his foot while he's wearing a wet sock. He rubs the metal end of a pencil that has no eraser in it on some paper. But everything peaked for me when he was playing with Mayo. Let's take a look. Even the face he makes will give you nightmares. Seeing him slosh it around in his mouth like a bear eating some honey is enough to make me order every future sandwich with no mayo. I mean, he did what he set out to do. He wanted to make the most annoying sounds of all time. I guess giving people nightmares was just an added bonus to the whole thing. Coming in number 4, we have just straight up scary stories. YouTuber Jingle Jangle ASMR has a nearly 30-minute video of her reading some creepy stories from Reddit in an ASMR voice. Okay, before we get into this, Jingle Jangle's from that movie Role Models, right? Where the dudes are all LARPing and dancing around in medieval clothes. I'm not lost here, right?
Oh, jingle jangle. Apollo mends the reins to begin his daily race.
But this ASMR video didn't have the uplifting comedy of Paul Rudd. This video was all about telling you the creepy stories from Reddit, and by God, do they cut to your core. Do you know what it feels like to have a lady whisper scary stories through your headphones? Well, if you didn't know, you can watch this video and then screw up your sleep cycle because you'll be up for most of the night. Now I understand why people don't like to live alone, because if you ingest something scary into your mind hole late at night, you'll just have to sit there in your own fear. There's no one you can make sleep on the other side of the bed that's closest to the door in the hopes that if a monster comes in, it takes them and leaves you alone. That's what my older sister used to do when I was a toddler. When she was scared, she would come sleep in my bed, but she would make sure that I was close to the edge of the bed, so if aliens came, they would come take me first. Hey, I can't blame her. It's survival of the fittest. What are you gonna do? And coming in number 3, we have ASMR Ring Roleplay. There's a lot of things that are fun to roleplay as. I don't think any of them are the creepy girl from The Ring. I will forever remember that scene where the body is found in the closet and it's like all twisted up like that. Even though that whole movie isn't the scariest, that one scene is burned into my head. Well, for this ASMR video, we have someone who wants to highlight all the fun you can have while you're stuck looking at the girl from The Ring in the face. For the most part, the audio is very subtle, which kind of adds to the creepiness. The worst parts are when she brings her hair up to the mic and you can hear it rustling around. I am not interested in having that creature up close and personal in my ear holes. I know the Japanese water monster thing with the long black hair and pale rotting skin is kind of an overused trope now, but there's a reason that it's been used so much, because it works, and it's terrifying. Coming in number 2, we have Balut. Some of you may have heard of this street food, but if you hadn't, you're in for something that might not be your first choice when you're traveling abroad. Balut is a type of egg that has been fertilized, so there's a little baby chicken inside that's growing inside of it, but you eat it before the chick is fully developed. So you basically have this chick embryo that's chilling in what's like a little bit of a hardened egg, and you crack the thing open and then you slurp it up. If you can't picture it, let me show you. Yeah, that is the whole package. That is a street food that is popular in some areas of Southeast Asia. And I have to say, out of all the sort of weird foods that we have thrown on this channel, I actually want to try that one. I don't know why, but I feel like it would be salty and chewy and there'd be some cartilage in there that would make it a little bit crunchy. As long as it's not too slimy, I think I would want to crunch on one of those. If anyone knows where I can buy them fresh, let me know, because I actually kind of want to give it a spin. And coming to the number one spot, we have Bonesaw. You guys remember when Macho Man Randy Savage was still alive and he was in the movie Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire that came out in 2003? Yeah, that was great, but we're talking about a different type of Bonesaw here. Sorry to let you guys down. But the YouTuber Haleman wanted to put on an ASMR that looked terrifying to look at. The video is him with a massive cow leg and he's eating the marrow out of it.
Tastes like fat. I can taste the cow.
Now, bone marrow is insanely good for you. It has a ton of minerals in it, and I'm pretty sure it has collagen in it that's good for your joints and makes you stronger, and there's a ton of other benefits. But watching this guy eat the whole thing raw is terrifying. He's just standing there with a massive bone like he just cleaned all the meat off of it himself. Watching someone scoop marrow out of a raw bone like that looks like something pulled out of my nightmares. Alright guys, that has been our list. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I've been your host, Shade Rayna, and we'll catch you on the next one.